Most teachers work hard and tirelessly, pouring their energy into finishing the syllabus and preparing students for exams. But when results come, they're often disappointed to see that many learners still score low. Naturally, they start to wonder what went wrong, often shifting the blame to the students. Let me tell you a secret. The problem isn't the students. It might feel like those who score lower just don't want to learn, especially when there are a few who still manage to get high marks. But here's the truth. Even those top-scoring students could be doing better. They're not reaching their full potential. If you find yourself failing a large number of students, the issue might be closer to home than you think. It's hard to hear, but when many students are struggling, it's often a sign that we, as teachers, need to rethink our approach. Yes, even those who do well could gain so much more if we change the way we teach. In this video, I'll be explaining why lecture method might be the issue. I'll also explain why you have to change it and try other methods. Lecture method is a traditional teaching approach where the teacher delivers information directly to students, typically by speaking to the entire class while students listen and take notes. In this approach, the teacher is the central figure, providing content and explaining concepts, often with limited student interaction or participation. The key characteristics of the lecture method are that, first, it is teacher-centered. The teacher does most of the talking while students listen and observe. Second, there is minimal interaction. There is typically limited discussion, questions, or feedback during the session. Third, it focuses on content delivery. The primary goal is to convey a large amount of information in a structured way. Finally, there is passive learning. Students may not engage deeply with the material, often focusing on note-taking and memorization rather than critical thinking or application. Here are 5 key reasons why the lecture method is problematic. 1. Low retention rates. Research shows that retention is much lower with lectures compared to active learning methods. Students may remember information for an exam, but are likely to forget it soon after. 2. Lack of engagement. Many students lose focus during long lectures, especially if the content doesn't feel directly relevant or if they don't have opportunities to discuss or apply it. 3. One-size-fits-all approach. Lecturing treats all students as though they learn the same way, but different students have different learning styles. Visual, kinesthetic, reading and writing, and auditory learners all benefit from varied approaches, which lectures usually lack. 4. Lack of personalization. The lecture method assumes all students learn the same way, at the same pace, and with the same level of prior knowledge. However, every learner is unique, with different strengths, weaknesses, and interests. Without personalizing the teaching approach, many students fail to connect with the content. 5. Cramming over comprehension. The lecture method often pushes students to memorize content rather than truly understand it. While this might seem like a quick fix for exams, it has serious flaws. Your learners might not always have enough time to cram before the exam. Cramming is a time-consuming process that requires repeated cycles of rote memorization, and if students don't have sufficient time to do it, they're likely to perform poorly. The lecture method has been the backbone of traditional teaching for decades, but times have changed. Here are some key reasons why teachers need to move beyond lectures. 1. Learners don't truly learn. In the lecture method, students aren't really learning, they're just receiving a flood of information that they're expected to memorize and reproduce during exams. But here's the problem. Information overload doesn't equal understanding. 2. Makes exam preparation harder for learners. The lecture method makes preparing for exams a stressful and difficult process. Students are forced to cram information, hoping they'll be able to recall it when the time comes. But cramming is unreliable and exhausting. Now imagine this instead. If students had understood the material from the beginning, they wouldn't need to force the information into their heads. During exams, they would simply draw from their understanding, imagining concepts they already know, and confidently explaining their answers. 3. Better exam performance without cramming. Relying on lectures often forces students to cram for exams, which leads to temporary success at best. Interactive teaching ensures comprehension, so students can confidently apply what they've learned during assessments. Reason number 4, learners are engaged with technology. Lectures feel boring. Let's be real, today's learners are surrounded by technology. They're using smartphones, apps, and social media daily. In comparison, traditional lectures feel outdated and boring to them. By blending technology with active learning methods, teachers can create a modern classroom environment that keeps learners engaged while still achieving educational goals. 5. Building lifelong learners. As teachers, our goal is more than just getting students to pass an exam. We want to create curious, confident, and capable lifelong learners. That's only possible when we move beyond lectures to teaching methods that inspire curiosity and critical thinking. Thanks for watching.